my man Ill Will, God bless your life.
Nasir's best friend, Willie Graham, wound up getting shot, best friend of his.
His loss had a profound impact on Nas.
Willie's death easily could have been an excuse for Nasir to just go up the deep end, but I think his death more or less inspired him.
Will was just like out for Nas.
He decided to distance himself away from anything and everything that was going to keep him from his ultimate goal.
It was either music or I'm going down. It's like after the music, there's no other exit out.
That's when Nas got, real serious with the music.
He was trying to get his record deal, and I know he was trying to make a name for himself.
Every day, we would take the train into Manhattan. We would shop his tapes at Def Jam everywhere.
Yeah.
But no one was really gravitating to the Nas stuff. And they was like, get out of here. And, as little kids, we were crushed, devastated, But then MC Serch came through.
MC Serch was a part of a group called Third Base. Nas was like, yo, can you help me get my thing, together? And I asked him, well, what do you want? He said, I want it all.
Serch saw Nas. Serch was like, hey, let's give it a shot.
You could tell Nas had that thing.
This is Nas, kid, you know how it runs.
That's when I went to Faith Newman.
MC Serch called me and he said, I have this demo tape.
For you, I got a lot to shoot songs here. My rhymes are hotter than a prostitute.
And he brought it over to my office and I just flipped.
Showed up.
And Faith would not let me leave unless we made a deal.
At the time I signed him, he was 17, just going on 18.
Oh, boy.
When he got his first record deal, his advance was $17,000. We thought he just hit the lotto. We thought he was rich, word.
The first song that he put out commercially was the song called Halftime from a soundtrack to a movie called Zebrahead.
I'm an intellectual, a rap, I'm a professional, and that's no question, yo.
We thought that it would be a good launch to put a Nas track on there.
Nas had the whole package, the way he looked, the way his vocal tone was, his rhyme style was unique.
This goes out to Manhattan, the Allen of Staten, Brooklyn and Queens is living fat.
It's just Nas in his rawest form.
To the Queensbridge, it was halftime.
That record had a huge buzz on the streets.
Just off of the strength of the song Halftime, every major producer at that time in the hip-hop world came to him and wanted to work with him.
Yes. Nas was working on Illmatic at the same time that, Zebrahead was out.
They had Premier, they had Q-Tip, they had Pete Rock, they had Large Professor. They had the top-of-the-line producers on the album.
To get all of us on one project for one MC, he had to really be special.
Nas spent about 1.5 to 2 years working on the album.
He took so long because he really was trying to put the perfect album together.
There were weeks that would go by when nothing would happen.
He wanted to find the right music, and he wanted to find it at his pace.
He was always afraid that the fans might not like it or he's gonna fail.
There was a tremendous amount of pressure. It was like, speed it up, get it out, quick,
You got this one shot. You're talking from everything you've seen from the beginning to the end, from the womb to the tomb. So he's trying to grab everything he knows and put it in this one album. This is like your last, this is it.
Illmatic was released April in 1994.
New York was frozen. Just like, cars stopped, just everything. It was just like, Nas.
The city never sleeps, full of villains and creeps. That's where I learned to do my hustle, had to stuff it with free.
He made 10 songs. He hit 10 home runs.
I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death.
He sounded more like a prophet. He was speaking on terms of reality and what he lived through day after day, that all of us in the inner city and the ghetto all across the country could relate to.
The East Coast and all of the other rappers and all the other musicians just stormed to it. And the critical response was incredible.
The buzz is phenomenal. He gets 5 mics in the Source. Now, at this time, no one got 5 mics in the Source.
It meant everything in terms of credibility. They were the single most important magazine in the street at the time.
The world is this. The world is yours.
The way people talked about him, other rappers, producers, people was like he was this kind of messiah almost. He kind of attained like this mythological status.
He was king of New York. King of New York.
There was mad pressure on Nas. You're the next great rapper. You're it. You know, and people were expecting like these phenomenal record sales.
But the sales wasn't there, you know.
It was slow going.
93, 94, those were the years of Snoop and Dre. They were selling 3, 4, 5 million records. Nas was only selling 500,000.
The sales didn't match the hysteria around him and around that album.
To go gold for Illmatic, that was horrible. You know, Illmatic was supposed to go platinum the day it was released.
I mean, if you're a hip-hop purist and you appreciate the lyrics, you couldn't ask for a better album. If you want big pop single, we didn't have that.
Nas always wanted to make sure that he keep his street credibility, but I think the machine was not looking upon the street credibility. They was looking upon the next level and higher.
Nas met Carmen right around the time Illmatic dropped.
They just became an item, and they were just a really cute couple.
Carmen was cool. She always used to hang around. She was the girl who was like the guy in the crew, hanging out with her.
They was in love. Everything looked good back then.
I remember hearing Carmen was pregnant and Nas was going to have a baby.
Nas was 21 years old when he had his first child. Her name is Destiny. Destiny was adorable as a baby.
He knew it was a responsibility and he was excited about being a dad.
For him, Destiny was like his next step as being a man.
He wanted to provide for Destiny a life and a lifestyle that his family was unable to provide him.
Destiny was everything to him. When he got to get back to business, you know what I'm saying?
He really had to come back with more of a power now. He's watching other rappers like Biggie Smalls, and they're blowing up to the moon.
Here's Nas seeing all this commercial success. Snoop and Dre on the West Coast, Puffy and Biggie on the East Coast. People saying I'm a great MC, but I'm not selling any records, which means I'm not really making the kind of money I should be making.
There was like this kind of pressure on him because he had the talent, he should have the riches like they do.
The label was like, you know what, Nas, we gotta do something to get some sales out here.
For album number 2, they said, okay, now we gotta, get into the mainstream aspect, which is when, Lauryn Hill stepped in.
She was just coming off, a huge buzz with the Fugees, and he was coming off a huge buzz, and they both respected each other musically.
In 1996, Nas made a conscious decision that I'm going to link up with Lauryn and I'll get on MTV.
The world is mine.
The song that he did with Lauryn Hill was a song called If I Ruled the World.
If you could be mine, we both shine.
It was all over the place. MTV, all video outlets, all radio, pop radio. Just a huge record for Nas.
The second album it was written went double platinum off of the strength of the first single, If I Ruled the World.
So many years of depression make me vision for better living, type of place to raise kids in.
The sales was incredible. Everybody's seen a bigger meal ticket from it.
Imagine everybody flashing, fashion, designer clothes, lacing your click up with diamond rolls.
And that's when it happened for him and took off.
That took Nas to a whole nother level. After that, it was ball game. It was fun time now,
My mother she was so happy.
She was proud, like a mother, like your son made it.
He finally proved himself to my mother, like he can make it without school.
He was very close with his mother, very, very close, And Nas did a lot of things that I don't even think a lot of rappers did. He moved his moms out the projects before he even bought himself anything.
We used to talk about moving since we was little kids. And she finally got a chance. They was living in the same house. They had a mansion. He had her with him, living with him. Thanksgiving dinners was from projects to mansions,
He turned a very sad situation for her with him not going to school into something that he was able to say, look, maybe I didn't go to school, but I was able to provide for you like I said I was going to do. And he's proud of that.
To my moms, look at me, baby. I love you, girl.